Night shifts aren't just day shifts in reverse. They require a completely different approach to sleep, energy management, and lifestyle design. Your body's circadian rhythm is working against you. Society operates in a different schedule, and the isolation can be real. Hi, my name is Clyde and I'm a full-time night shift nurse, and I've gained more than 10 years of experience working with patients needing urgent care, but mostly with elderly patients with dementia and other mental health issues. And in this video, I will give you 10 tips that I have built over the years that might help you improve your night shifts. I still remember the first time I worked night shift, and it was not in the nursing field, and I was working as a staff crew at McDonald's, and I tell you, it was very brutal because I picked up a night shift and I totally forgot that I was working morning shift that time. So I have 8 hours of night shift, but then I have to come in as well for another 8 hours, so that's total of 16 hours for the day shift as well. And my supervisor was asking me almost the whole time if I was okay, but I was able to pull through. And after that, I just slept the whole 3 days or so. And yeah, but I survived. I get this question a lot, like, how am I sleeping during the day, and do you have any life after your work or anything like that? But I always tell them, yes, I do have something to do during the day. And for now, night shift is what is working for me, and it may be the reality for some of you guys. And if you're starting as a night shift employee, I have at least 10 tips to help you with your night shifts. Let's start with number one. Number one is to protect your sleep block as a non-negotiable. At least aim for 7 to 8 hours of consistent sleep, even on your days off. And everything falls apart actually when you're not having quality rest. So for me, at least, that is the most important one. Number two is create a blackout wind down routine. At least within 30 minutes of getting home, use some blackout curtains and eye mask, or put your phone onto a do not disturb mode and spend at least 20 minutes in dimming lights to just signal your body that it's time to sleep. Number three is eat protein rich meals, not just heavy carbs. For me, I have something here. I pack my lunch. I actually do some prepping of my meals just so I could have something to eat in the middle of my shift. And sometimes I run out of meals, but I do have some snacks with me that I bring. This is very underrated, to be honest. Here you go. This one is beef jerky, and in some places they call it biltongs. This is very high in protein. For me, this one is one of the most underrated snacks actually. If you're working out and want to build some muscles and you're focusing more on your macros, which is protein. So eat protein rich meal, and when you're eating protein, you are actually more satisfied for a longer time actually. Not just empty carbs, eating some chips, maybe you want to eat some bread. I'm not saying that I'm against those things, but it's just there's your satiety level when you're eating protein is higher and longer, I would say. So for a long time, even if you're working throughout the night and for longer nights, you feel not hungry for a long time. So focus on lean proteins, healthy fats, and vegetables during your shift. Heavy carbs causes energy crashes. Save the big meals for after your shift, not during it. And number four is to hydrate with purpose. I have something here. I always bring my water bottle. I have my handy dandy water bottle, and I make sure that I always drink at least 4 to 6 cups of water. They say at least 8 glasses of water, or 8 cups of water, but for me, sometimes I do forget. But what I learned is I have to put on at least every 2 hours of reminder. You can there's an app for it. Like, I do have some on my watch and on my phone, just a reminder to hydrate every 2 hours. And it's very easy. If you have smartwatch or anything like that. They do have something like a water reminder just for you to drink, and it's very helpful. This one is a gift from my wife, and if you it's a good investment actually, because you can track your steps, you can track your how many distance you've walked, and at least for some exercises, walking is, like I said, one of the most underrated exercise there. And I'm always counting my steps. I always wanted to at least get to at least 8,000 to 10,000 steps per day. That would be either I would walk around the building in the middle of my shift, and sometimes it depends, but I always aim for at least 8,000 to 10,000 steps. And we're getting sidetracked here, but I'm just telling you, for hydration, water is very important. It's equally important as the previous one, like eating protein. And number 5 is you have to schedule your peak task at the start of your shift. Your energy naturally peaks at the first few hours of your shift. At least for me, that's whatever is working for you. You just have to figure that one out for yourself. For me, the first few hours at least, that's where my energy level is a little bit high. So that's where I focus my attention, and I usually prioritize the heaviest tasks that I need to do, and then it goes down after that one. And yeah, there are some nights that it is busy. Sometimes the task that there's some paperwork that you need to do on night shifts, and at least for me, and sometimes it get disrupted because somebody calls you. One of my carriers would call me, hey, I need somebody to help me with this patient, this resident, and could you come down here? And yeah, it gets disrupted, but you can still continue doing that one after, as long as you are focused on what you're doing, like the first few hours. At least the first half, I would say, is the time that I am focusing my energy on. Number 6 is taking naps very strategically. At least 30 minutes of nap would be very beneficial for you. A short nap during your break, ideally from 20 to 30 minutes, can significantly boost cognitive performance and mood for the remainder of your shift. The key is keeping it short enough to avoid sleep inertia, like grogginess. And this is one of the most underrated tips, because many shift workers either skip naps entirely or nap too long, and the feeling is just a little bit worse, I would say. And a well-timed power nap works with your body's natural dip in alertness rather than fighting it. Number 7 is befriend your night staff. Building strong relationships with your night staff, colleagues, workers creates a support system that makes your shift more enjoyable and sustainable. I'm telling you right now, my night staff are one of the most reliable person that I've ever met. They're one of the nicest people, and I would say they are one of the most consistent employees that you will ever find. Night staff are almost always there, like they're almost always the most consistent in terms of shifts. So I have my shift blocks, and almost every shift you will see them. Same people, same person. So if you want to last long in night shifts, you have to make friends with them, not go against them. Okay, let's go to number 8. Cutting caffeine at least 3 to 4 hours before your shift ends, because if you drink caffeine at the end of your shift, you're just not gonna sleep. Especially your body is just getting ready for sleep after you get out of work. So I'm not telling you not to drink caffeine or coffee or tea, whatever, but I'm just telling you that you can drink your coffee or tea at the start of the shift, because that's where your energy peaks, and most of your stuff, or the stuff that you need to do, are almost always at the start of your shift. That's why I drink coffee or tea at the start of my shift instead of the end of my shift. Okay, number 9 is journaling for at least 5 minutes after your shift. So when you go home, or it's up to you, maybe after your shift you want to take at least 5 minutes of journaling while you're at work, which I don't recommend. It's better for you to go home first, and then after you go home, take your journal and just write down whatever. You do your usual brain dump. You can do journaling as a type of brain dumping, just to clear your mind with anything. You can write down anything. I have my own journal. Let me just grab it. Okay, I'm back. There you go. I have this one. This is a new one that I bought because I just finished my other journal, but this one is a new one. I wrote down a little bit, but you can, this one I like because this one has I don't know if you could see it, but there's like dots, like tiny dots in it. And some people like the grid type journals, some people like just straight lines, and some people like just blanks. But mine, I like it with the tiny dots in it. And I don't know, I just like those types of journals. Just paper, you can draw in it, and not too distracting, I would say. Because an empty or like a blank paper, it is okay, but I just need a little bit of a structure in it, but not too much like a grid or a line. That's why I like just the dotted ones. Okay, and this journal helps me with brain dumping. So I write down anything from what happened during the day, what happened in my shift, what I'm thinking. Maybe I was thinking of some ideas, for example, for this YouTube channel, and I would just write down anything. Sometimes in the middle of my shift, I would just write this one. Oh wait, this one is a good idea for my YouTube. So I would just write down there just so I won't forget. Sometimes the next day, or maybe after I wake up, I would just check on my journal and check what I forgot or something. Maybe I forgot some ideas maybe, and I would just go back to my journal and see what that one is. It's a good reminder. And if you don't have this one, maybe you have an iPad, you can use the notes. Most of us have phones, so you can use the note apps that are built in, at least for iOS, and there are some notepads as well for Android users. So there's the notes app, and then you can just write down anything onto your phone. Okay, number 10 is say no to morning commitments on work days. These destroy your sleep and create downward spiral. Your sleep is sacred. If you have something, for example, if you have friends, which I hope you do, so they would ask you, hey, let's hang out in the morning at this time, blah blah blah, but you're working that night or tomorrow night. It's better for you to say no, or else you're just gonna destroy your sleep. You're gonna be so tired, you'll feel tired the whole day and probably the next few days as well, because you just destroyed your sleep cycle. So yeah, you just have to say no for those kind of things. Like you can tell them, I mean, they are your friends, so they'll understand. You just have to catch up next time, then maybe on your days off or something like that. Maybe they could schedule, or you guys can schedule. It is up to you. You just have to make time for it some other time. So those are my 10 tips, and if you have some other tips that I may be able to use as well, please feel free to comment down below. And if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like these. Thank you, and see you on the next one.